Alright guys, so we are here today at the Bixby Creek Bridge here in Big Sur, and man, it's gonna be a special episode because one, this is a location I have never photographed before. I mean, just look at how gorgeous this background is right here. But two, we're gonna be shooting a roll of film that is not one of my favorites. Alright, so we're posted up right here on this ledge, and one, we're at a really weird angle. The tripod's literally hanging off the cliff. But two, we're going to be shooting with the Pentax 6.7. I'm going to be switching around between the 55mm and the 105 2.4. But as we mentioned, there's a roll of film that I haven't shot in over a year, maybe even 2 years, I think. And it's a roll of film that I am not a huge fan of, folks. And that one is this guy right here, Ektar 100. Now, Ektar 100 is a film that, for me, just doesn't really appeal to too much of what I do. When it comes to street photography, I generally prefer more neutral films like Fuji or Kodak Portra for that matter. But from what I remember, Ektar is super saturated, and I only really would like to use this if I'm like somewhere in the desert, or if I'm in a location like this where I want to get a lot of that color out of my images. I've only really shot about 1 or 2 rolls of this in the last 4 years or so. And so that just goes to show how much I don't really shoot this film. But with that said, you guys, I am very excited about this location, Big Sur, a place that I've always wanted to go. And even though the sun's not out right now, it still looks gorgeous. So let's load this up through the Pentax 6.7 and see what photographs we can make. Alright, so the image you guys just saw was from the 105 and I'm trying to make it down this kind of steep cliff here to just get to that little vantage point right under the bridge. I think I'm going to try to take a photograph there and maybe ahead even on the other side. But man, this is a magnificent view. I've seen this in so many photographs before, but seeing it in person is a completely different experience. I mean, that water right there is extremely teal, and I'm curious to see how Ektar 100 is going to make it look. So let's see if we can make it down without dying. That'll be great. Crap. Hope none of this is like poison oak or anything like that either. Okay. Well, we kind of made it. I think I'm gonna settle for that little spot right over there. Woohoo! Jeez, man. This is incredible. Switch over to the 55mm lens, get more of a wide angle view of this thing. Part of what I'm envisioning here is to just get the water alongside the bridge. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to capture that from this vantage point, so I'm going to throw the wide angle on, see what that looks like, try to compose around it. But if it doesn't work out, I think I'm going to head to the other side of the bridge and capture it from there. 55mm lens. Let's hope it doesn't roll off and just like... Alright, there she is. Let's put the 105 back in the bag and let's try to compose. Way better. Okay, so I went ahead and made a frame anyways. Not the composition I was looking for. Still not at a point to where I can get the water and the bridge all at the same time. Let me try over here. Give me a second. Still not wide enough, so I think I'm gonna head back up to kind of like the little viewing point and just walk around, see if we could find a better composition. We're crossing over. So this little cutout over here, I think actually may give us a better view. Actually, this looks pretty good right here. Give me a second. So we are going behind the bridge now. Look, a little post box right here, but looks like we shot through the roll of Ektar pretty quick. I still have a roll of Portrait 400. I'm probably just gonna roll that in really quick, make a couple of more photographs, and then get out of here. And then we'll talk a little bit more about Ektar 100 and my thoughts on it. I'm gonna load up Portrait and then make some more photographs. Alright you guys, so we are back home now, and it's been a week since we did the shoot at Big Sur, and I finally got all of the film scanned and developed, and I want to just share my thoughts really quick on what I think about Ektar 100 and how it kind of relates to the title and why it is still not my favorite film to shoot. Now, in all my experiences with Ektar, and I've only really had a handful, haven't really been all too great, and a lot of the complaints that I have from this film stock
is that one, it's very saturated, and two, there's a lot of like red undertone going on. And in this set of images from Big Sur, that really kind of came through. So I'm just gonna pull up a couple of images here and show you guys what I'm talking about. For example, the first image here of kind of like this coastal line in front of the Bixby Creek Bridge. If you look up towards the sky, and the sky is overcast, and just look at kind of like the sand and the side of the mountain there's a lot of red tones going on. And this is something that I found consistent with Ektar. It's not only in these photographs, but it happens as well when you shoot portraits. It'll make the skin almost look red and not really realistic, and so that's just one of the things that I don't really enjoy too much about Ektar 100. The second characteristic from Ektar that generally pushes me away from shooting it is just that it's saturated to the point where it almost looks too vibrant. I don't know how to explain it. There's a weird saturation thing going on with Ektar. If you are looking for a film that is going to give you higher saturation, Ektar will give that for you. But for me, sometimes it just doesn't always look too great. And combined with that kind of red hue and the warmer kind of undertone, it doesn't really always suit my taste, or it's not my cup of tea, let's just say that. In my opinion, I'm better off shooting with Portra, and as you guys seen, some of the images from the Portra look really good. A lot more neutral, not too much red going on. It's still a little bit warm, but for the most part, you guys, this is the reason why Ektar 100 is still kind of my least favorite film. And I'm not saying it is a horrible film whatsoever. I've seen amazing results from other photographers who've shot Ektar in the past. But personally for me, I could just never really get down with it. And it's just one of the film stocks that it's not really my favorite. But I don't know, maybe I'm doing something wrong. And if you guys have any tips for me, definitely leave that in the comment section down below so that maybe I could give Ektar a second chance. But with that said, you guys, I want to turn the mic over to you and just ask you what you thought about some of the images from today's video. You know, how do you like Ektar? Is it film stock that you like to shoot? Do you get good results from it? I definitely want to know in the comments down below, because I'm not shooting it anytime soon. But thank you guys for tuning in for this week's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. This has been King Japes. I'll see you guys in the next one. As always, been up to gang. Whew.